and let's start with some intentions, distractions, and what's been on your playlist this week. Let's start with Ivy.
Thanks, Drew. Intentions just to sync with you and get updates because I missed the Twitter sync yesterday. So maybe, yeah, just wanna know what's up. And distraction none. Playlist. Haven't been listening to music, but maybe I can share a series that I watched on Netflix during the weekend. So I watched the Squid Game. I don't know if you have heard about it. So it's a Korean series where they play, and then if you lose the game, you die. So that's it. I pass it to Montman.
Thanks, Ivy. Intentions. Yeah, see what you guys are working on. I know what I'm working on. It's pretty cool. I'll share a little bit about it with you. Open a couple issues on GitHub. Distractions. A little more DAO song just ended, so no distractions anymore. And on my playlist this week, Paolo Nutini, Scream, Funk My Life Up. Good song, good vibes. And I'll pass it to Tocayo Acid Laser.
Thank you, Tocayo. So intentions are, well, is to hear what's new this week. Distractions. I'm a little bit hungry. And in my playlist, I have been listening to a Spanish rapper called Enrique with a song in the Comms channel. And I also watched the Squid Game. I'm really confused about what is life. I pass to David.
I also watched Squid Game. Very distracting and disturbing and great. I love seeing different culture on Netflix, whether it's Polish murder mysteries or Korean Squid Games. I learn a lot. My intentions today are to share another Twitter analytics with the crew and say hi to everybody. And distractions. I watched the documentary General Magic last night, and I was blown away that these engineers were talking about the cloud in the late 70s and 80s. They already had the cloud in mind. Wow. Yeah, so good. And that song, it's not going to leave my mind all day. I'm going to share that with every DAO I'm a part of. I'll pass it to, how about Juan?
Thanks, David. Yeah, my intention is to sync with you guys. I'm a little bit distracted because I am practicing and preparing the Graviton training, but everything is good. Also, I'm excited about the vote that ended yesterday, and also the discussion that is continuing in the forum. And for songs, my friend launched a new song, and I am going to send it. You know that I love always hearing my friend who is like a reggaeton singer. And I will pass to Griff.
Good morning. I'm sorry, what was the question? I totally missed it. Is there a question? Just intentions, distractions?
Intentions, distractions, weekly playlist.
Weekly playlist, same old green light playlist that I spam everywhere. And on intentions are just to hang out and enjoy the show. I'm very distracted by packing up things so I can check out of an Airbnb at the end of this hour. But I'll definitely be around and paying attention. And I'll pass it to Ivy.
Cool. Intentions, just to see what's going on in the comms group.
Distractions, not really. Playlist, people started talking about movies and series. So I watched The Card Counter this weekend, and that was pretty trippy. And I love that, David, you recommended General Magic. I actually have a very good friend of mine who worked at General Magic and then worked with Tony Fidel at Nest and is still working with him now at his current VC company. So it's really exciting to hear like firsthand from people like what that was like to work there. Yeah, it's really cool. So I love that. I love it when people bring that up because I get to say that. But also it's like, it's an amazing, amazing, amazing documentary. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I really recommend that you do pick it up. And I'll pass back to you, Chuy, to pass on.
I got to say, it's all because of Mount Manu. He pointed me the way. That's all.
It's all because of Griff. Griff pointed me. Griff pointed me right after the call. I was like, I watched it, and I'm just like groupie for General Magic documentary.
I couldn't turn it off. Yeah.
So true. Yeah. Go ahead, Chuy.
Okay, let's pass it to Perion Creation.
What's up, guys? Distractions. I'm cooking breakfast at the moment. Intentions. I came in here actually to hang out with the Gravitron training, but I think I missed it, or I don't know. It's not going on right now. I also watched Squid Games while I was at MCon. And what else? Music. I think I'll be rolling out and listening to some of the things that you guys suggested. That'll probably be me. Oh.
I just want to jump in to say Graviton training is in 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is it in here in Gravitron or just in the Discord somewhere?
Yeah,
in
here
the
in the Discord. Yeah, in the Gravity Voice channel. But thanks.
Jonk, have you gone yet? Who can I pass to?
Let's pass it to Livy.
Thank you.
Hey, intentions, just to sync with everybody and no distractions and playlist. I've been listening just to my Shazam songs lately, so a very random mix of everything. And pass it to, did everybody go? Back to you, Chuy.
Thanks, Livy. Let's pass it to Nate. And after that, Nick would be the last one.
Hello. Thank you. Yeah, my intentions are to see where I can contribute in comms, distractions. I just got back from a walk and I'm drinking my first cup of coffee and it's just early. I don't know. My body's tired. My playlist recently, I've been listening to a lot of Benjamin Clementine. Really like his music. And that is it. So I'll pass it to Nick.
So for intentions, just sync up and I guess the dashboards and the agenda as well. So talk about that. And distractions, I'm working on my ideas for the user flow for that dashboard. What's on my playlist this week? I've really been listening to music actually. I've been enjoying just like having silence.
And I think we were missing Jugad. I don't know if you wanted to say your intentions, distractions for the call, and what's been in your weekly playlist.
Sure, yeah. Intentions just to sync up with you guys, see how I can contribute. Distractions, I haven't really had my morning coffee yet. And playlist music, I've been listening to this Nigerian Canadian artist called OD. Really cool stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's start with today's call. Just I wanted to let you know we're gonna try to finish like 10 minutes earlier because I have an appointment and I really want to be in time for the Graviton training. So yeah, I would ask this favor, all of you, and yeah, hopefully you can enjoy those last 10 minutes. Let's start with David's Analytics Corner, and let's see what has been happening with our growth and outreach on Twitter this past couple of weeks. I'll pass it to you, David, and if you want to share a screen, I'll stop streaming. David, are you there? Oh, yeah, he's probably having some connection issues. Okay, are you ready, David? If not, we can change the agenda topic.
I am ready. Sorry about that slight gap and break.
No worries.
I wanted to shut down my VPN so I could give you full bandwidth, and I'm ready to go. I should probably give a disclaimer that this is the first time in my life I've ever used Google Slides, so it's got some flash and panache this week for you. All right, stand by. So, can everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
So hey, nice hat, Chuy. The overview we've got is now. It looks like there's a lot of red there. I don't want you to be distracted by the 4 red statistics and the single solitary green statistic, because we just came off of parameters, an intense parameters series in which we had very regular consistency in tweets that were going a long way, seen by a lot of people. And so our tweets are down by 28%. The tweet impressions are down by 68.5, profile visits down by 36, and mentions down by 43. And yet our followers have increased by 167. And I think if we do the quick math there, I don't have my calculator handy, but I mean that's almost, I'm going to ballpark it, 8% increase in followers in the month. I'm happy with an 8% increase in followers in the month, frankly. And if we could continue that month after month, that would be incredible. I think that kind of growth is excellent. And I really pay attention to the conversations that are going on our Twitter account, and they're good. Some of them get very emotional, in fact, and attached. And I try to keep it herded and pointed on token engineering. And I think it's going quite well. We've got some regulars that are posting frequently, and we're increasing the regulars in the conversations. Over to the second half of that slide, general decrease in stats. You can all read that. We've got a new onboarding campaign in the drafting stages, and we've got about a week's worth of tweets built up. And for a 2-week campaign, I'll be continuing to add to that until it's full and get it reviewed by the comms Twitter group. We're going to support the Gravitons ongoing over their training and the continuing snapshot votes. Biggest risk, lack of contributors willing and able, really, that are qualified or educated to discuss token engineering. It's probably not a lot of our Twitter audience that has PhDs and masters in token engineering disciplines. Just a moment, please. I forgot to go back a couple slides. we'll start at the beginning and catch up again because I don't know how to reverse a slide in the Google Slides. So my bad for that one. Just stand by 10 seconds, please. You know, I have much more control in this format. Embarrassing stall. Let's just go through it like this, okay? Our most popular tweet still is the long thread about where we talked about what comes next after the hatch. That was the same for the previous 28-day period that we looked at. Again, still top mention. Maybe it doesn't come as a surprise. Griff, and many of our frequent mentions are below that. There was a little bit of a shocker, actually, when I saw our most popular follower. That's on the next page here. Our top follower, her name is Miss Brittany Andrews, and she's a TV star, a movie star. You can check her profile on your own. You can see some of the September stats beside that. Yeah, who would have thought?
I met her
into token engineering.
Yeah, I met her at MCon, and she's super excited about Graviton training, and she wants to, and she's going to start a DAO for sex workers.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sure that's deeply needed. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I didn't think she ended up here by accident. You know, it was just a bit of a surprise to see her profile among the token engineering. Thanks for pointing that out, Griff.
She's been a member of the Spank Chain community for a good long while.
All right. Well, maybe I'll do a little research later. Our top media tweet was the one describing the DAO voting, and the changes or what it's used to change. That was our most popular tweet over the last 28 days. Our followers keep increasing, 167 new followers in the last 28 days. It's fabulous. I really just threw this together casually and for fun. So this timeline is completely unlinked to actual dates. It's just now we're using stock analytic Twitters. Up in the next short-term future is meetings with Nate and Chuy and Durgades, I believe, to find out how to integrate HubSpot. And we're also going to be integrating some Twitter crawlers eventually. Once we have, it'll take a few meetings to get the HubSpot integration complete. If I understand it correctly, it's not going to be instant. And we'll have to definitely assess the integration as we go and make sure we change the parts that aren't working and we customize it to the way we want to suit the TEC. It has very, very wonderful customization options, and that's what makes it a bit complicated to integrate. So yeah, up next is HubSpot coming your way for great comprehensive analytics, audience engagement, and growth. I had the idea to use a mini humor campaign that I ran by the comms group. It only got it actually only got feedback by one person who isn't a regular comms attendance, and they love the idea. So I'll bring it up again later to my Twitter family, and you can think of some fun endings, you know, like you might be a token engineer if your idea of a hot date is reviewing budget data from 1941, you know, stuff like that. And it would be the kind of tweets we would use after a very heavy emotional series, something to lighten up the air. Because even token engineers have to laugh once in a while. So with that, I open it. I probably took too long. Any questions about the Twitter? Analytic questions? I had the idea to bring in some audience participation, or more like our family participation. If somebody feels really keen to contribute to Twitter, we want their input. And so I invited our most prolific audience member to join the tweet sync, and she was quite happy to be invited. She did not follow up on the invitation, and so that lies there. Any questions? We revised real time for Livy last night when she thought it was too competitive. I took that, revised that on the spot, so I hope that met your needs.
No, I just wanted to say that it's like a really impressive work. It's really good to see all of this analytics, and I think it is just like constructive to what we're doing. So thank you so much for that. And of course, I am pro humor always, but I was just thinking if we were getting into a like too competitive tone, even though it's very silly, but I know, and maybe it's just my personal bias, because I feel like if I saw something from another community that was like bragging about how many voters they have, and if I had a problem of voter apathy, I would take it and I would feel annoyed about it, you know? And I don't want people to feel annoyed about us, because I do think like, yeah, we do have like a great vote turnout, like more than usual. And the TC has like amazing engagement. Everybody that comes in like notices that at first. So how to make that always be like a subtle thing that we all feel good about it, but it doesn't have to be like, look, we have that, you don't, type of thing.
Yeah, I'm separating the humor from the best competitiveness. The humor thing is a separate, completely separate conversation. And for the competitiveness, I agree 100%. And that was not the best way I wanted to phrase what I was trying to get across. I just couldn't grab the word. It's like the prototypical example. You know, we have what we shoot for, which is excellence, but we maybe accept good. And so that's what I was trying to say. We're shooting for excellence here. We're aiming for the best in class. We want to have the best engagement possible. So everybody get out there. That's, maybe that makes sense, or maybe it doesn't.
Are we talking about the same thing? Because did you see the one I posted?
Yeah, I think so. I deleted a line because of it. I revised the tweet. It was, you didn't
no,
like the
it
word
wasn't.
best.
No, I don't
different
think we're
tweet?
talking about the same thing. I'm talking about the meme that has a line for people to vote, and then
Oh, that meme. Oh.
it was just a meme. I didn't see this that you're talking about. I didn't see it, and I don't know. Maybe if I saw it, it didn't bother me. I was just talking about this meme of the like a line of people in front of TC, and then other projects empty. You know that one.
I know the one exactly you're talking about. I made it. Yeah. Okay, we are talking about two different things entirely. I can delete it in a minute if we want.
No, but I just wanted, like, I don't know. That's just something I saw, but maybe people have other opinions about it. I just felt like sharing.
Yeah, that's the tough one. I don't know. Do we have a vote with the comms here right now and just put it to rest, or do we drag it out to the forum for a while?
I would say no need to delete, but it's good feedback. You know, that's what I'd say.
I'll keep that in mind, Livy. Thank you for expressing it.
It also works if both lines are packed. Like other votes and our vote is like we're getting there, and maybe it's not as competitive as the current meme. Thank you, David. I'm starting to really like this because I honestly got really surprised about our top follower this past few weeks. This is exactly the kind of information that is going to help us a lot, right? Like who is engaging, what ideas do they have, and I feel this is a really, really great spot for this. At the beginning, I was like, oh, what? Because especially in the Telegram group, there have been a lot of communities this past week with a lot of like spammer presence. And when it came up, I was like, oh, like this is not related, but like maybe this is like some kind of spam or something. But it's really interesting to see that among our community, we have different members that see like see from their perspective, like each of whatever they see in our community. So I really found this interesting, and yeah, let's keep doing this every 2 weeks. Our next agenda topic is also related to Twitter. I'm gonna pass it to Mount Manu because it's an idea that he has around Twitter scrapping, I think. Oh, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so we can see Manu. So I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chuy. Yeah, so I brought this issue yesterday on the Twitter content hacking session, and it's about doing Twitter scraping, which is just data mining of tweets and trying to see the insights that come out of it. Yeah, so going through hundreds, thousands of tweets from users and groups from OneHive, from Block Science, Common Stack, and anyone and everyone related to us, and trying to get valuable insights and uncovering interesting topics that are being discussed so that we can inform our content creation based on the pulse of the community, right? I brought along, I was happy that Nate had already thought about that, but didn't have bandwidth to do it. I'm happy to take it on and do the scraping for that. And yeah, Nate and Divine Comedian are going to be advising me, and Chuy is going to be on the loop. And yeah, I mean that's basically it. It's just data mining of tweets and see what we get later on. This same process, although differently, can be applied to Medium articles and even YouTube videos. Like, of course, it's different. This is like in R, that would require like natural language processing, but that's getting too much into the weeds. So I'm excited to bring in a more analytical and programming side into comms. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If anyone has any thoughts or anything, if not, I'll pass it to you, Chuy.
Thank you, Manu. Anybody have some comments about Twitter before we move on to our next topic? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to our next topic. Oh, by the way, Coco XYC, Forever Katie, Shinqui, and Yao, welcome. You guys are probably new to the community. This is the communications working group, and it's a weekly sync on everything happening around comms. So welcome, and feel free to, if you want to share like any thoughts or opinions, feel free to do so. Okay. So the T Comms DAO. I'm starting to hate the name. And I don't feel that it's really like accurate, even though it's been catchy for the past weeks. So I wanted to give the stage to anyone that has some like ideas, or maybe I really love the name Gravity. Like it's like the meaning behind it. So maybe I was thinking that we could come up with something like this that is a bit more of a concept rather than like a description. And yes, I wanted to see if anybody has some ideas around this. Something maybe that spins around like the working group or what we do, but yes, I would really like to submit this proposal and keep working on it, but just with a better name. And that also it's more clear about how we are still like part of the token engineering commons. So anybody has some input on this?
If you like Gravity, like staying in the physics realm, you know, like waves or something amplitude or something like in there, and then just maybe for sure having TE in front of it, TE waves, TE something, you know, that can be spun into also like communications or amplification.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, this the physics part sounds very, very logical, and I really like Amplify. So I'll keep looking into that.
Token engineering discourse, and we could call it TED Talk.
TED. Great.
That's pretty fun. Go talk to Ted.
Anybody has some input on this? I mean, I can already like start like giving it a thought, but if anybody has some ideas, please feel free to DM like any of the comms contributors, and yeah, hopefully it's gonna look and sound prettier once we present it as a formal proposal. Okay. We're gonna go to a next project that I would like to. Sorry, Nate. I think I'm having like a delay, but go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Okay. Let's go to the next topic, which is a new, very like exciting project and initiative by Nick, and this consists of like an onboarding dashboard, which would also help the community as working group a lot in orientation. And we really think that this is something that has been missing. So praise to Nick, because she jumped on this necessity. And it's a really exciting idea that has a lot of, makes a lot of sense. And I would like to give Nick and Manu the stage so that they can share some of these ideas with us in the Figma that they have been working on. So yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Manu, would you like to speak first, or should I? Alrighty then.
Manu, are you there? Also,
yeah.
if right now it's difficult for you, Nick, to share the Figma, I can take care of it. It's fine.
I can, yeah. I'm opening it right now.
Wait, sorry, who's doing it? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so the TEC dashboard idea basically hopes to serve these different user types. So prospective users who are who just want to know what the TEC is actually all about, and kind of basically determine what whether to join us or not, or fund us or not. And then also like current members. So it makes it easier for them to, you can see here, kind of will contribute to the TEC, so they can inform us of their skills, what they're interested in, and makes it easy to understand each working group focus. Also, like, just interact with us, so vote, interact in posts, do their scores, watch tutorials on how to do everything, basically do service for research, and also for like working groups to streamline their like work coordination. Hopefully replace ZHub. That's pretty ambitious, but anything's possible. And communicate with each other within the working group and onboard new members to their working groups. So right now what I'm working on is the user flow. So it starts off with the prospective users. So coming from like the website, basically it puts them through like a tutorial to teach them about what the TEC is all about and what we're doing here, and then some like interview, like the interview videos, I guess, for members to talk about like what it's like being part of the TC. It's freaking awesome. And then if people come to the TC because they're looking for, or they're already in and they want to start building with us, then we show them ways to contribute. So either by providing funding and then contributing their work hours, or providing funding so that they can get services from the DAO within the TEC. So there'll be like an onboarding self-assessment, so they can self-diagnose and figure out which areas the TEC can help them with. And then there'll be like a funding tutorial after, so they'll know how to actually get the TEC tokens. And then if they want to contribute, there'll be like an onboarding quest. So it'll be like kind of like what Gitcoin does. You do a bunch of tasks and you get rewarded for it. So each type of quest is categorized by the amount of hours you're willing to contribute. So for example, if you can only contribute like 0 to 5 hours per week, then it'll be stuff like read the forum posts, share your thoughts or whatever. But if it's like 11 to 15 hours, then obviously your onboarding quest will involve stuff like this is how you use Hub, and this is how you commit to our GitHub or whatever. Or this is how you use Figma if you want help with the design. So by the end of the quest, they'll be rewarded with tokens, and this makes sure that everyone can start contributing right away, and they can kind of just like onboard themselves without having to match up to the specific time zones of whoever is leading the onboarding, I guess. So yeah, that's what I have so far. There's a lot more. That's why I'm hoping to create this user flow so you can kind of understand what we're trying to do here. Manuel, please share more if I miss anything. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm hoping that this will be made on Web3 so that users can just connect their wallets, and then with the tasks that they're doing, they can get rewarded directly into their wallet.
Yeah, I think you did a pretty good job, Nick. And I praise you for this, for taking the initiative. I'm all hands on this one. I'll help you as much as you can, as much as I can. And we earlier we had a call with Deep Work, which I'm glad Tam is familiar with. Nate was in that call as well, to see how we can pick and choose parts from their UI UX and incorporate it into our dashboard. I know also Christopher is working on onboarding dashboard for Common Stack, so I'll be in contact with him to see what is the overlap, or how can I pick his brain in terms of what he's using for that. And yeah, pretty much Deep Work, I think, is focusing more on DAO to DAO organization management and collaboration. But it's so good. The atomic design is the design framework that he's using, and it's like a fractal, right? The things that he's applying for DAO to DAO organization and project coordination, we can apply it on a granular level in the onboarding dashboard. So that's why I've been just soaking myself on what he's doing. It's an exciting project, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Back to you, Chuy.
Thank you, Manu. I'm gonna share my screen again just to cover the last topic, which is related. And I think some more people came in. Let me get attendance for you. Okay. Okay, and our last agenda topic is just a little bit of progress on the pre-production of the onboarding videos that we're doing with orientation. This is something that I had shown you in the past, but now that there was some really valuable input by Nick on some of the maybe not like limitations, but like complements that from her point of view, developing this onboarding dashboard idea, something that could be useful for this. So I'll just go over it, and after that, I'm gonna open the mic for feedback. So our onboarding videos for the TEC would be first we're gonna have like an intro video. After that, we would be explaining the mission, vision, values, TEC cultural build, TEC working groups, TEC visual explainer, the TEC project to support, join the TEC, how to do it, the importance of Discord, which is pretty much like our office. A lot of stuff goes on here. SendHub, which is our, I would say like maybe like main organizational tool. The TEC forum, the TEC articles or the Medium, and YouTube, where Transparency uploads pretty much everything that happens here. So with Nick's perspective, she was just proposing this part, like what is the trusted seed, and how to join the trusted seed. So there's also how to find like the Git book and some more like focused, like tutorial focused content. So I want to ask, especially we have a lot of newcomers in this call. So if you have any feedback for this about like what do you find in the TEC? What do you think it's confusing when you first approach us? How do you start finding like some stuff to do? Like any feedback or input on this can help us a lot, so that we can enrich these onboarding videos that we're gonna be working on in next month. And and before I forget, as David mentioned, we're gonna have a campaign similar to Program September in October, but this is gonna be like onboarding October, since we're gonna be very close to the comments upgrade. We want to put this out there so that people can find how to contribute, right? And not just like take the step of doing the comments upgrade and like, okay, so how can people contribute? Like, we want these questions to be answered before we do the comments upgrade. So I'll open the mic for our last 5 minutes of the call, and if anybody has like some experience with onboarding or just like a first approach to the TEC, please feel free to contribute with this. I'll pass it. Do you want to say something, Manu?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the onboarding video and everything, it still has to go through the advice process and for the community to voice their opinions. This is very early stages, and yeah, it's being presented on Communitas as well. They're liking it, so we're just trying to iron out the details so that we have something cohesive to present for the advice process. But this is not moving forward yet by any means. It's just, you know, still working on the details. Being that as it may, yeah. If anything, like Chuy says, anything, if people want to say anything about the issue at hand before we close the call, then.
Yeah, I just want to. My perspective on this is one of alignment. So it'd be interesting to know. So I know, for example, we're going to do a unique value proposition and a who, what, or focus matrix, I'm calling it. For comms with myself and Nate, I was hoping to have Chuy in there. It also would seem like an incredibly important thing to do in terms of onboarding. So I see we have all these flows for onboarding. I just wonder on what exact basis those things have been created, and it seems like we should take those into account when we're trying to set up our focus matrix and content mapping in terms of that as well. So I know that at a long time ago there was some work done on this, and there was a mirror board which I think I still have access to that talked about this a lot, but you know, I've been asking for this for months, and I see that we move forward on things, and we create workflows, and we do these things, but I see them being done just kind of in separate silos with different people's ideas about who is it we're talking to and what exactly it is we're trying to communicate, and at the same time, our access to the tools that would do those communications is also fragmented, and people are sort of randomly changing passwords and not updating them in the dash lane and things like this. So, you know, in order for us to really communicate, we really all need to be doing a lot of boring, non-sexy work. You know, we're not going for the big, hey, this is a cool, what you call it, and yeah, I created this brand new thing. There's this really fundamental stuff that we're not doing well in terms of making all this stuff work. And so I don't mean to sound like a bummer, but you know, I do feel like there's almost like a missing position in terms of like just system administration and some underlying unifying principles that we're not doing well. And unless we do those things well, we're going to have a bunch of really enthusiastic participants, not all of whom are on the same page. So I just like to bring that up again as a thing that we should be doing better. So Chuy and anyone else, I'd sure like to have somebody else, whoever's created that nice workflow that I just saw. It would sure be nice to have you guys in the Focus Matrix conversation too.
That would be so
Perfect.
awesome. Oh, sorry.
I was actually.
You can go ahead.
Sorry, Nick, you're muted.
Okay. Okay. So I actually suggested some things on the SoftCog channel to try and see what the TEC members think of. Well, like who the TEC members think we're trying to serve, and like basically the stuff you talked about, figuring out with the focus matrix. So maybe I'll just do that with you, and then instead of trying to like do it with the SoftCog meeting.
Yeah, I guess what my perspective on this is that while the TEC is doing complex work and we're paving the roads and doing all this stuff in terms of communications, there are only, like, I'm talking from the Cynefin standpoint here. You know, in terms of action mode, there are no things about communications which are not known. So therefore, those things never get into the complex realm. They're only in the clear and the complicated side of that picture. So so I think a lot of times we're so happy that we're creating this new stuff that we focus on all of the new stuff, but we also treat a lot of our processes in the same kind of way, like we're doing all this complex work when in fact comms is really just at best complicated. So that's just my perspective on it.
Yes, and now that you mention this, now that you mentioned this, Durgara, and about like alignment, I see that there's an issue that I'm going to bring up with Katie about the communities as working group maybe being too early for contributors in the Americas. So I'll try to see if we can set up like a sync or something so that there can be just better communication in general. But yeah, as Manu said, and I would like to insist on this part. None of what we're doing right now is written in stone, and it being a project that is a collaboration between different working groups, there's never gonna be like, we're never gonna be using like resources if it's not 100% like greenlit like anonymously between the involved working groups. So yes, there can definitely be like some improvements in the process, but however, no decisions will be taken without the right like stewards and contributors on board. Okay, we're not yet at the top of the hour, but we're gonna finish 8 minutes earlier. So enjoy your 8 minutes, and thanks for coming today to the Comms Working Group call.
Thanks,
See you later,
Chuy.
everyone, at the Graviton training.
Thank you.